Welcome to another edition of the Think Well podcast, where hopefully you'll find that the thinking is done well. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on our unique currency of thought that's going to help you to maneuver through your own unique situations. And in this particular post, I'm going to be looking at an argument that Rizza Islam makes at what I believe to be the Revolt summit in America.
Everyone does not include us in their party. Everyone does not include us in everything that they do. There has to be a point of division in order for us to separate and then unite among the like-minded of our people. So let's make this very clear. When we say we want to call people out, let's make this all the way clear. Everyone knows who is real and who is not, because there are some of us who are banned from every damn where because of how absolutely legitimate we are. So when you want to call people out, first they must be pointed out. We cannot unite with slave makers, slave owners, traitors, turncoats, nor collaborators. It ain't gonna happen like that. Too many of us are black people with white minds. And so when you put people in front who say they speak for us, but at this point we are still in the same position, if not a little backward from where we were when it comes to our overall progress, I call conspiracy. Now, before anyone says conspiracy theory, conspiracy means when two or more groups, organizations, or individuals come together to do something that is evil and or wicked. It is an absolute conspiracy. You have too many black billionaires and millionaires who do not fund projects for black grassroots organizations to come up out of the condition that we are in. Too many people chasing the bag, but you don't get no damn respect because you sacrifice your people to be included into somebody else's group. So, let's stop the nonsense. Cut the cap. In the game. This generation ain't playing with this no more. I want us to all understand this. There is a separation here. The commercialized talking, everyone wants to be soft and talk soft. The enemy doesn't give a damn about nothing you call yourself. You can call yourself a Moor, Hebrew Israelite, you can say black, you can say FBA, all of that. We are considered to them.
That's right.
That is the very plain, simple reality. If you are a black millionaire but you can't speak the truth, you are nothing but a rich slave.
Right.
And I will never trade my place with someone who has a lot of money but no respect for my own people.
That's right.
Too many of us get comfortable once we get a check and we forget where we came from.
That's right.
And you don't want to even go back around your people because you feel like we're not even worth being around.
That's right.
So at this point, again, this is a nice stage, a wonderful event, but knock it off. Those who are really about this, be about it, so that the enemy can say, you know what, we need to stop playing with these people and give them their real respect.
The geopolitical coordinates of Africa is democracy. Let's start there in response to Rizza Islam. That is a communal collectivist ideology. And that is that governance occurs, yes, by a leader, an appointed king of that particular community or tribe or society, but that king is bound to the will of the collective. And that is democracy in its purest form. The fact that the king or the ruler is held accountable to the people and can be removed at any time that the collective do not deem that he's working in the interests of the collective. These are the geopolitical coordinates of the African. This is the infrastructure of African civilization and of democracy in its purest form that predates the modern iteration that we see in European societies. And only when you are at one, where you are in true alignment with the community and the communal spirit, are you considered a human being. And so if you are truly Afro-centric, then it means that you are a purist of democracy when we look at the historical trajectory of African societies. Okay, now let's look at the converse. The euro-centric. And let's look at the Marxist trope of inevitability. That is the inevitability that is intrinsic to individual and antagonistic relations, the import of Europe, which is the pessimistic province of nuclear war, for greed, and for things that aren't really important, for ego, because we believe it is inevitable. It is along the one normal path of mankind, and that is what Marx contributed to planet Earth. He saw it as inevitable, where it is not. But we're not going to delve into that argument now. Professor Cedric J. Robinson is who we need to reference for the alternative argument, where there is tension in the literature between the inevitability of capitalism and the fact that it is not inevitable at all, especially when looking at African societies and their trajectory of government. And that was why I used the analogy of the main central rear view mirror and the auxiliary mirrors on your vehicle in a previous post. Because the rear view mirror and the auxiliary mirrors on your vehicle are there to give you an objective view of the positioning of your vehicle. So the diverse modes of reason exist on planet Earth to give you a true objective view of humanity and its trajectory. And the Afro-centric dimension of reason is there to help guide humanity straight on its right trajectory. It's a very simple equation. Okay? And so white supremacy is evil because it seeks to reign on its own. It is dealing with darkness. It is vampiric. Darkness is where it thrives. The exclusion of the light of truth is what it seeks to do. We are heading towards extinction through self-annihilation, and the Afrocentric is missing. That is a conspiracy, as Rizza Islam stated. That is a conspiracy. That is when an individual, group or organization comes together to conspire to do something that is evil and or wicked. This is what happens when one particular cultural orientation is allowed to reign supreme on its own. You have distortions in reality. You have overindulgences, as I've touched on before. And every cultural orientation has its blind spot, where it cannot see beyond. That is where its empiricism ends and another one begins. This is Western civilization gone rogue, without anything else to challenge it. That is evil and or wicked. It is a sin, because it misses the mark of humanity that has been put on planet Earth to guide it and to make sure that it has a perpetual legacy, that it lives on for as long as it can. And by having one civilization that governs everything, we're missing the mark and we're destroying the planet because we've allowed Eurocentrism to run away on its own. That's one dimension of what Rizza Islam is dealing with here, in a bid for humanity. And therefore, our line of reasoning and logic does not see the light of day. It is not taken seriously. We are not taken seriously as Africans. And we are complicit in that as Africans of black people who are seeking to be included in another person's group. Because we will not embrace the Afrocentric, which is the flag of Africa, which is our ancestral legacy. Until we embrace that in a Pan-African movement of cohesion, we'll be forever slaves to an alien ideology. Okay, which does all of humanity a disservice. Okay, it's not civilized, and we can't adhere to that nonsense. We need to stand firm on the flag of Afro-centricity as part of the family of man, so that the rest of the world can stop playing with us as jokers, and that our ideology can then rise to the dominant stage where it belongs, so that we can help to save planet Earth. And we can only do that when people respect our legitimacy as Africans, because we're all Africans. Don't care about this Jamaica, Grenada, all of that's dead. We are all African. And until we unite as Africans, we're done out here. We've got no legitimacy. Truth can never prevail while the Afrocentric reality is suppressed. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you found that the thinking was done well, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Bye for now.